Hi everyone, my name is Abhishek Vishwakarma. Today I will solve daily Leetcode problem challenge. The question number is 1437. The question is check if all ones are at least k place away. It means we need to find the distance between two ones element. We need to find first distance between two element. This two element. This one's element in the array, and we find distance. The distance is 3. Okay, and the description is given an binary array nums and integer k, return true. When we return true, if this distance if this distance is equal to k or greater than k. Okay, the question is if all ones are at least k place away from. At least means either k or more than k. Okay, so we need to find all ones place. The distance should be a greater than or equal to k. The distance between these two one's element is 3. It means it is greater than 2. And now the distance between two one's element, this one's element, the distance is 2. It means this one is away from this one. Okay, the distance is 2, and in the condition distance should be a equal to k or greater than. Here equal to k, it means this satisfy the condition. It means we need to return true. Why we return true? We traverse entire array, and there is no any element which is placed less than k away from each other. Okay, now we run one example, like same example we taken. Now we go in here, and now what approach we use? The approach we use 2-pointer. What we are doing, we just pointing, like this is my I, and this is my ith, and this is my j pointer, which is initially pointing to the same index. Okay, and now we move the j. We move j. J is pointing to one index, and now it's pointing to one index, and and when they stop, when j get another one place, we have first one place, and we need to find another one place, and then we find the distance between each other, and we know that how to find the distance. J is pointing here and I is pointing here. Now the formula is to find the distance between two ones element, j minus I minus 1. Now take example like this example, like j is pointing to 3 index, and I is pointing to 0, and now we subtract 1, and now we get two distance. The two distance means then these both ones element are placed away from each other by two distance, and in question 2 is given, k is given. The k is 2. It means this distance either equal to k or greater than k. So it means the condition is the distance between two ith element will be a greater than or less than k. Now here we get equal to k, means we satisfy the conditions. Now okay, it is mean here we satisfy the conditions. So now we move to the another two ones. Now this j pointing to the where j is pointing. This I is pointing to where j is pointing, and now j move by one place. Okay, now our new I is pointing here at index 3, and j is pointing to the next index. Okay, now same process we do here. We move our j and we find next one's element. Now here we get next one's element. Now also we calculate what? Now also we calculate wait a minute guys, sorry, in the question is in the questions it is not a same question, so it is just a minor mistake. I will not put one more 0 in this. So just take this is a example, new example. Let's take a new example, and now where I'm here, where I is pointing here, I is pointing here, and j is pointing here, and the distance between these two ones element is what? Is 5 minus 3 minus 1. The distance is 1. Now we check if if there is any any distance. The distance is the distance between two ones, if it is greater than k or equal to k. Now we check, no, this is not greater than k, not equal to k. It means this violate the condition. So it means we need to return false. Okay, we need to return false. Now let's take one more example. This one example. Now I think I will take this example, not this example. So sorry for that. We will solve for this example, this first example. Let take a input is 1 0 0. Now we duplicate these things. We duplicate and now it's 0 index, it's 1 index, it's sorry, it 1, it 2 index, third. Now okay, so what are the approaches? Approaches, we take a 2 pointer. Initially I pointer and j pointer pointing to the same index, and now we move the j. Why we are moving the j? The purpose is to find another one's place, another one's element. Now we get another one's element, this one's element and this one's element. In the question they tell that you need to find the distance between two one's element, and the condition is the distance should be greater than k or equal to k. Okay, and now we find the distance for these two ones, how many places they are away from each other. There is 4 minus 0 minus 1. Okay, it will give you 3. Now we check. Now also our 1 is our, sorry, k input is 2. So we check if this distance is less than k. No, it is greater than k. It means this this distance satisfy the condition. And now we move to the another to ith place for finding the how many places they are placed away from each other. Now at time j is pointing to where, sorry, I is pointing where j is pointing. Now j move to 1 plus, and now j move and j move for finding another I one's place. Now he get one place. The so we need to find the distance. The distance is 7 minus 4 equal to, sorry, we miss minus 1. So it's 2. It's 2. So we check if it is greater than or equal to or less than k. It is equal to k. It means the condition is satisfied. Now the answer is true. Now we write a code for this approach. Int find the first size nums. There is one corner case. One corner case we talk later. It is important because if the corner case we miss, our whole approach should be wrong. So that's why we need to discuss the corner case. Corner case first. We check where do we mistake. So we'll take a 2 pointer, and j pointer is pointing where? J pointer is pointing to where I is pointing. Okay, now initially they're pointing to the same index. Sorry, initially they're pointing to the same index, and we move j. Check what we are doing. We just move our j and checking if the jth element is equal to 1. Then what we are doing, we find the distance. It means we get 2 ones element in the array. So after that we need to find distance. Distance formula is j minus I minus 1. And if this distance, we need to check condition. We need to check the condition. If the condition is this distance will greater than or equal to k. If it is not satisfy the condition, it means if distance is less than k, it means the condition not satisfy the condition. Sorry, distance not satisfy the condition. So that's why we return false. Then after we move our I pointer. Now I is pointing where j is pointing. Now then after we increment I. Then after what we are doing, we just return our true. Return. If it is not follow this condition, it means our nums is satisfy the condition. So we return true. Now we run our this to example. Okay, I will mistake in spelling. Where do we wrong? Where do we wrong? Where do I wrong? So wait a minute, guys. Where do I wrong? Yeah, here j is not pointing to the same index. Sorry, it is my mistake. J initially not pointing to the same index. They pointing to the I plus 1, means next to I. Okay, and everything is same. Now here, because when I and j pointing to the same index, so here the conditions satisfy. If this condition is satisfied, it means we need to find the distance. The distance should be always less than k. So it will give you false, but the answer is true. Okay, it will give you false. So when we run this, yeah, satisfy successfully run this to example, and now we submit it. And now we need to talk about the corner case. This corner case, because if suppose first element is not 1, then the whole approach should be maybe wrong, may not be wrong. If it is 0, the approach is wrong. So think what we need to do, and what happened here. Here at this place we get the first ith. We don't worry about to find first index ith, but in this we need to find first. We need to find what? We need to find first one's element. We need to find first one's element. Now then find another one's element. But in this case, in this example, at first place we get the first we get first one's element. So we don't worry about to get to find if it is not placed at 0th index. So we need to find the first place where or how we need to find the first one's element place. Okay, then after we also find for the next element. Now here we find this j is the purpose is to find the next but we need to make sure that if the 0th index not value is 1, so we need to find the first one's place. So how we do we need to find what? We need to find first one's place. Okay, we need to find first one place. So while nums I, when make a loop, first we write a code, then we explain. Here we find first ones. We check if if I is pointing to 0 index, it is if it is 1. No, it is not. It means it satisfies this while loop. And now move the pointer, move the I pointer. Now I is pointing to this index, this one's index, this one index. Wait, yeah, this. I need to take a marker. This one. Now again check if it is find. If it is if we place where the element is I, yeah, you place where I is present, 1 is present. It means we get the first ith place, one's place, one's element place. Okay, and now again we run. So check, guys, there is one more corner case. So here, this one kind of corner case. Suppose if all there is no one is given. So then, if there is no one is given, then our index go in infinite loop, infinite loop. They plus one. Then after they increase by the given index length, then that will give you a runtime error. The runtime error is array index bound exceptions. So to handle these things, we need to add one more conditions. The one more condition is what? I should not be greater than -1. Okay. Now when we run it, it will give you it successfully run. Yeah. Now we solve today daily coding challenge, and thank you guys. Please subscribe this channel and also comment in below, and thank you for to watching this video.